Hello and welcome to another update video about Cardano. In this video we're going to take a look at the Cardano chart and the Bitcoin chart, and we can see that the whole market is pretty much moving sideways again. There hasn't been much movement. Bitcoin still in its pattern, and we can see that on the Bitcoin chart that Bitcoin is still trading in this triangle. And you know, we're on a Friday here. It's Friday now, and always on a weekend when the volume is lower, it is easier for whales to manipulate the market. So that is very important to keep in mind. You know, don't get too focused on the chart on a weekend, because what happens on the weekend might only be short-term manipulation and so on. So it's always important to be aware of that. You know, less volume, so a few whales, if they want to, they can manipulate the market into a certain direction. So we're currently here in this triangle, and we haven't broken out yet. So this is still a very, very relevant pattern. And I think we can break out really any minute, because it doesn't need to be that we are waiting until the apex to break out. We could also break out before. Now that apex is here on the 19th, 20th of December, yeah? So pretty much 2 more days to go until we hit that apex from the time when I record this video. So if we really wait until the apex, we have to wait here until the 19th of December, afternoon UK time. Overall, that is why we're moving sideways here a little bit. Yeah, we're basically bound by this range, and triangles are very difficult to trade. I wouldn't do it because they are so unpredictable. You know, you normally wait for a breakout, and even a breakout here doesn't mean that we are going, you know, suddenly up or down. It means just that we are breaking out of a pattern, and a new pattern could form. You know, the triangle could extend, it could shift, and we could maybe even see a channel forming or whatever. So at the moment, nothing changed in my view. My view is still that we are either going to go higher here in a rally to the upside in a larger wave B. You can see that here, yeah, in a wave B, after our impulsive move down, rallying up in a wave B, in a price range between 55 and 63k, and 60. I think, you know, talking about a maximum here, I would go with 67k here, that top there that we had of the wave 2. I don't necessarily think that this wave B would also push again to the high of the previous wave B. Theoretically it's possible, but I wouldn't. It did it last time, you know, it did it last time. Last time we had here an overshooting wave B compared to the high. I don't think we'll have another overshooting wave B. I don't, yeah, I think that would be highly unlikely. So somewhere here between 55 and 63k, with somewhere in the middle being here the ideal target for that, around 50, maybe 58, 59k. And from then on, we are gonna move down between below 30k in another impulsive move to the downside. Oh, well, that was the first scenario. The second scenario would be that we, first of all, before we move into this wave B, move down further, maybe into the region of around 38k, breaking through some key support levels here. Next key support will be 42k, and from then probably launch this wave B. The wave B target will then be adjusted, and then we move down. Maybe if we move down, we need to see how the price reacts, and that wave B might not play out like that. Yeah, so we need to be aware of that, and we'll get to that as soon as we drop below now the previous low, and that would be here at 45 and 45.7k. Then I think this immediate move down will be more likely, and then we need to see how the price is doing that, how the price is reacting, and if we're then gonna get a wave B. That wave B would be positive for everybody who wants to sell prices at a higher price, cryptos at a higher price before we go down, and it would, however, take longer than any other scenario, because, you know, you already see how long this sideways move takes. You know, if we imagine we're going to go over weeks into this target area, we'll just extend the cycle very, very much. If we go down straight away, I mean, it could be that we then maybe get an alternative and don't see that wave B playing out, yeah, or not as strongly. So that would be faster, I guess, to move down straight away. That is my view. That is based on the Elliott Wave method, the most likely move. You know, I showed you here on the weekly, for example, the MACD. We had a bearish divergence on the RSI on the weekly and the MACD that is very, very relevant. Yeah, where we made higher highs on the price here on the weekly perspective back from April, May to here in October, November. Yeah, but then we had a bearish divergence on both of them. Plus, we've only just crossed bearish on the weekly MACD. We can fall here quite a lot. So that also supports the view that we're going to see lower prices here. Even if we go up first, we would not make new all-time highs and we would go down straight away. Of course, I could be wrong. And that could then mean that we're actually going to make new all-time highs. But the probability for that from here, I think, is really, really low. You can see how the market is struggling at the moment. And the bullish scenario has been invalidated for me. Okay, that is Bitcoin. Let's go to Cardano. Cardano still holding key support, but it's getting tight. You know, we've dropped back yesterday. Obviously, with Bitcoin, we were around 49k again. We've now dropped to 47.5 again. That had an impact on all altcoins as well. And if we're looking here at the Cardano chart, if we zoom in, we can see that we are here on the 4-hour chart, certainly moving in a triangle. So we're currently finding support here on this ascending triangle in orange. Yeah, so this has provided support since the beginning of the year. So we're moving up slightly here. It's actually slightly ascending. After we broke below the 0.887 fib level here at 124, 125, we did find support on the orange line, but then we bounced off that line in a triple bottom move. Actually, we had 4 lows here. Strong support on this line. Didn't really break below it, only very, very briefly here to 116, 115. Since then we've moved higher here and we're now again above the fib level, the 0.887, making higher lows, slightly higher lows, but also lower highs. So we're moving in a triangle here and we now need to wait for the breakout. The 21-day EMA here in blue is keeping us down, is pushing us down. What is good to see though is that even though we were oversold here, that was on the daily, oversold on the RSI, that we are starting to see the turnaround here, hopefully. It's a bit too early to say, it's not a confirmed breakout to the upside, but we can see that we're for now making higher lows, that we stopped the downtrend for now, that we're moving sideways a little bit like Bitcoin. And yeah, I mean, it is the first sign of a potential turnaround, but then how likely is that if I expect Bitcoin to go down to 30k? Don't think very likely. But again, Bitcoin could first do its rally to the upside and then Cardano could pick up as well. RSI definitely going higher here after the low, only a double bottom here on the RSI, not a triple bottom. And very good to see that the MACD continues to go higher. We had that bullish crossover, I talked to you about it a few days ago on the MACD. That's quite positive. We are also quite low on the MACD. I think it's the lowest time in the history of the price chart that we are that low on the MACD, and we've had a very strong turnaround down here. You can see that how it was turning around. And then a bullish crossover, and we've got now 3 days in a row with a green histogram. That's traditionally considered one buy signal. Taking that together with the oversold range, it normally, you know, speaks towards, you know, go in and buy. No financial advice, at least, of course, but it did happen before. And here we weren't even that low on the MACD. So this time we're even lower on the MACD, indicating we have further potential to move to the upside. For now, however, the weekly MACD hasn't turned around yet. So we still see strong momentum downwards, which would indicate actually further price drops first. But on the other hand, on the daily, the MACD, if that moves around, you know, we see the bullish crossover, that might move over here to the weekly, and then you will be able to see it on the longer term time frame as well. It took the last time we had a bullish crossover here in July, the one that was really relevant. I think it took a few days to be seen on the weekly MACD. So yeah, I'm waiting for that, to see that on the weekly. That's slowing down momentum, and then we have to wait for a breakout here of that triangle. We are now in this triangle, apex in a couple of days probably reached. So let's see what Bitcoin is doing, which is also in a triangle, and Cardano now following this move. And we can see that on the ADA BTC chart, that ADA is now moving sideways in this channel. So found some support here, hopefully more than just temporary. Last time we found support here. We did drop eventually, couldn't get back above it. So again, we found temporary support, moving now in a triangle here towards the apex. Good to see that we have a bullish divergence here that started already in the middle of October on the MACD. And also on the RSI, we've got the same thing, making higher lows on the MACD and the RSI, but lower lows here on the price chart. And we have been moving in this descending channel. Now for now we found support. That support, if we drop below here 2,590, that will be another drop down. For now though, we found support here on ADA BTC and also on ADA USD, first of all on this orange line at 120 and the white 0.887 fib level at 124, 125. So hopefully that was a good overview here of the current Cardano price and chart. You know my price prediction, after we turn around here, we should see prices of around $4.50 to $5 at least. So that will be a nice upside, but first of all, we need to see a turnaround. This is the first sign of a potential turnaround, but it's too early to say. We had the same thing up here, and we need to have a confirmed breakout first. Next key resistance is 137 and then 145, and we can observe that. So hopefully you liked the update. If you did, please smash the like button and subscribe. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.